have you people heard about IBP model, SAP IBP model? Any idea?
Just a brief overview, not much
Yes,
actually.
just a brief, like just before joining the Alcon. So
Okay. So what you know about IBP?
no,
It's a planning tool
Mm-hmm.
with Excel as its UI, so mostly the work will be done in Excel.
Mm-hmm.
And
basically we are
there are a few
managing all the
functions in it.
datas.
Right. Okay, that's fine. So, anyone heard about SAP APO model?
No,
Yeah, planning optimizer, right?
Yes. So, so this is the upgrade model of APO. Okay. So, SAP APO model is advanced planning and optimization planning model. It's used for planning purpose, the production planning. Okay, usually in supply chain management. So this is a SAP IBP is a integrated business planning. This is also planning tool, but this is a upgrade version, which is using SAP HANA platform. Okay. So before this, the Oreo on the business and Alcon, that topics will be covered by Indre in the later sessions. Okay. So this is our KT plan. Okay, there's another file. So some overview will be provided by Indre. So you can see in this column, yeah. So overview of the IBP team and global supply chain organization will be provided by Indre. And introduction to Alcon global supply chain and overview of Alcon product categories will be provided by Indre. Okay. So this will be provided by, I guess, tomorrow, just for your information. And today we will be covering the topics overview of the ticketing
you can use this.
process, IVP ticketing process, the templates and the ticketing systems, the uploadable files, and the data dictionary. I mean, what are the attributes we have, what is the meaning of that attributes, and the keywords. Fine, we're good to go. Any doubts?
Good,
No.
good to go.
Okay. So I'll be moving on the slides and I will be explaining. So if you have any doubts, you can stop it, you can interrupt and stop it, and you can ask your queries. Okay. So, okay, I think we are good to go. So IVP vision, it's kind of end-to-end supply chain to enable efficient and effective planning process to optimize customer service, inventory, and responsiveness. So the three points, the main points for vision is the improved demand planning, manufacturing optimization enablement, improvement deployment allocation. So this is the vision for IBP. Why the IBP was developed? To improve the existing demand planning process compared to APO. Okay, and manufacturing the optimization process to improve the manufacturing process and even the allocation, the process of product allocation. Next, the integrated business planning. It's as I mentioned before, it's a cloud-based SAP software solution planning tool. So if you would like to note down the main points, you can note down. Okay, that will be useful for you to refer later, because that's how I did. So it's a cloud-based SAP software solution planning tool that is designed to supply chain planning with real-time supply chain management activities. Okay. So I want to be a more interactive session. Please, I don't want you to be silent. So at least you need to tell me, okay, yes, understood.
got it.
Oh,
Understood.
yeah, sure, Manan.
Yeah. So IVP models include sales and operation planning, forecast and demand management, inventory optimization, response and supply planning. So strategic planning, demand-driven replacement, and supply chain control towers. So these are process which they have in IVP models. But mainly we are focusing on, so our part, I mean our scope is, our BCI scope is only on the master data side. Okay, so you don't need to worry on this planning, forecast, demand management, inventory, and all. So this is just for reference. What are the process and models you have under IBP? So mainly we have demand planning and supply planning. So under this, we are only working for demand planning side. Okay, just note down. So you
Okay.
can note down the IBP definition in the first paragraph, and you can note down the. You can also take a snip of this, and you can note down. There are two basic planning in IBP, that is demand planning and supply planning, and we'll be working for only demand planning as of now. And under demand planning, we will be part of master data team. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the next point, IBP uses real-time information to help companies respond more quickly to market and business. So these are some advantages of IBP and the features of that. IBP has been adopted at Alcon since 2018. Okay. So this was implemented in 2018.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is a view of a data model, master data types. So the major one is the location product. This contains material and location attributes. Material is nothing but the item or product, whatever you call, and location combinations, attributes. Okay, this combination we call it as Q, right? Stock keeping unit. So this is used for NRC and supply planning and demand planning. So we also have tables like UM conversation table, material, customer table. So we call as material or product master. You can note down this. We call it as material or product master. And we have customer master, we have a location master. And we have location source.
So, what is like? There's like location product on the top and the location on the bottom. Is that two different thing?
So this is the compound data types and this is single data type. This is compound means because it contains of all multiple combinations like material and location combination.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So this is material is specific to material location. Maybe I will show you the example, then it will be easy for you to understand. So you can also view how do I log into SAP IBP system. Okay. We can also view this in web UI. SAP IBP can be logged in two ways. One is through web UI, that is user interface, through user interface. Let me show you. is a web UI screen, user interface screen of SAP IBP. And these are some features, and these are called as applications. Okay, this is the front end view of web UI of SAP. You can just note down there are two types of logins. That is, I don't say this as login. This is used only for upload to make changes in the data. Okay, so here we have data integration jobs. This is where if you want to upload or make any changes to the existing data, you do it here. Okay, you can write down as there are two ways. Under SAP IBP, you can put two arrows below, and you can update as SAP IBP Excel add-in. That is this one, which I will log in now. You can take a step of this if you want. Done.
Sorry, did you want us to take a screenshot of this? Which is
No, if you like to, take, you can take.
okay. Yeah, Bharat, go ahead.
Okay, so this is the IBP production system login, and you have also have quality, and OP is the latest one, so no need to worry about that now. So this is where I log in. It takes a few minutes to log in. Okay, done. So here you can see the icon here, master data workbook, right? This is the one which we use most frequently. Okay, if you click on this drop down, there will be an option called as create. Take a sample data here. So this is the filter selection criteria and the master data workbook, where you provide the product ID, just giving a location ID.
This is standard functionality of IBP.
Yes, IBP under master data.
Okay.
Okay, I just copied some product ID and location ID for reference. So these are the master data types, right? Which I showed you in the slide. So location product, location source, location customer material. Okay, so which we'll be pulling it now. Just let it. So you have different tables. We call it as tables or masters. Okay.
Okay.
So location product, location source, product, location, Okay, once you click OK, so if the data exists in the SAP IBP system for this location ID and product ID, okay, you'll be seeing this is the location product master.
This is the SKU.
Yes, this is SKU. So you can see here you have several attributes. You have 77 attributes, but not all the fields are attributes. So fields and attributes both are same, right? So I may call it as field or attributes. So we have 77 attributes here, but all the attributes is not mandatory. So only few attributes are mandatory. I will cover that later. So just to show you what are master data types, I just pulled the file. Okay.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay.
So one is location product. You have few values here, right? So wherever there is a mandatory field, you can see the values. Manufacturing family. So for the only for mandatory fields, I'll be running. I will walk through you. We have a data dictionary for that file. I'll be explaining you each fields which are mandatory, right? Okay.
So only so this is the location product, that's a compound one, right? So these have all these lots of different attributes. So the
Yes.
single field also have the similar kind of all those attributes.
You will be seeing some more attributes, but not the same attribute.
Mm.
Let me look into that. Okay. I'll be just moving to now location source. Okay. You will be seeing these many fields. You will be having 24
Mm.
fields in this
Okay.
master, or you will be calling as a location source master or table. Okay, don't get confused, both are same. So these are IBP terminology. So here we have only few matter fields out of 24. I'll be explaining this later. So this is just for your reference. Okay, you can see the product ID, location ID, which I initially gave, and this is the ship from. Ship from means from which location or which plant. Location and plant both are same. Okay.
It's like
And if
where
you
it is stored, right? Right now.
right, yeah. So we have different types of locations. I'll be explaining that later. So from one place to another, just understand that is one place to another. Okay. This is location ID is one place, and this is one place. Okay. Just for reference, they have given some names. Got it? So moving on to product master. Okay, you can see that product here in this product master. You won't be able to see the location related details. Okay, this location ID or related to locations fields, you won't see it. You will be seeing here only the attributes which is relevant to the product or item. So this product will be interface. All this product master and location master, custom master, right? So this all data have been feeded from SAP ECC. If you are familiar with SAP ECC, okay, this is the
Yes.
SAP screen. So login, and SAP ECC is called Iris here in Alcon. Okay, don't get confused. Iris is the name which we call for ECC system. So if I 5403, and if I give the same product ID here, you guys familiar with this screen, SAP screen?
Yes.
So here it's a plant, right? So we'll see what are the plants we have here. So these many plants, the plot has been extended. So the one which I was looking for, okay, so this is a distributor. So maybe I'll just take any other location to show you the screen. Okay, so I think you are familiar with this views, basic data,
Yes.
classification tables. Okay, so here, so the it's what you see in this SAP IBP Excel sheet. This data are loaded from EC system. Okay, there is another team which maintains the ECC master data. Material master, customer master, and location master is maintained by, there is one more team in Alcom. Okay, so from this the data is fed to IBP, but not all the attributes are updated through interface. Okay, we have an interface which runs weekly twice from ECC system, that is IRIS system, to IBP system. So this product master, location master, customer master as is fed from ECC. Okay, and even location product is updated through ECC, but not all the fields are updated. So we need to manually load and create the master data setup. Okay, this is the actual process. Any doubts? Till now?
No. Good.
No.
Okay, you understood. So all the attributes are not updated by interface. So there is we can also call it as automation, right? So the data is feed from we receive data from ECC. So this is how it is.
Yeah, but Bharat, what is the interface in the middle? The middleware?
Cloud platform integration. So that is a middleware. We call it as HCI. Okay, that is a middleware used to feed the data. So, but all the attributes is not updated in location product and location source. So that is where our team updates the data, or we can also call as data enhancement, right? We enhance the data in IBP system. Got it? So moving on to, back to the slide. So Manish, the doubt is clear now.
Yes,
We have
got it.
location
Yes.
product,
Mhm.
location source, location master, customer master, and metal master. Okay, moving on to next one. So network mapping, how the data is flow. Okay, this is the data flow. So here the location. So what we discuss about location, we call it as affiliates, ICDCs, manufacturing plant, and the vendor. Okay, so this manufacturing plant is the production area, right? So where the products have been manufactured. So at the bottom you see the external vendors. All the products are not manufactured in Alcom. So few are supplied through other vendors. Okay, this is the vice versa. So we procure some products from vendor as well, right? So at the top, affiliates are called as a sales office, where the demand request comes from the customer. Okay, the top line. So the demand request comes from the customer. Then the workflow, the work order flows through the ICDCs. ICDC is nothing but intercompany distribution center. You can note it down if you want. Okay, or you can also take a snip of this snapshot. So this is the order flow. This is how the order comes to company. From from the sales office or affiliates. The customer raises a request, and the order comes to ICDC center and ICDC to manufacturing plant. That is how the demand flows.
What was the role of this ICDC? One more time, please.
Okay, I'll come to that here.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's okay. Okay.
Maybe this should be useful. Okay. So we can see here with an example. Okay, how does it work? Master data template, IVP network model, demand propagation. IVP has been designed according to a tier logic. IVP runs heuristic following the sequence: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So affiliates are called tier 1, and ICDC are called tier 2, and plant is called tier 3. Okay. So the design is supported with the setup of planning parameters and transportation lanes. Let's see the example. How does it work? Master data maintenance is critical to have this model applied. So this is very important. So there are two customers in this, okay, in this first block. So one of the customer raised a demand of 20 items, and the other customer raised a 35. So from Germany, so the total demand is 55, 35 plus 20. So if you have a stock in your warehouse or inventory is just 10, okay, then the net demand is calculated as 55 minus 10, it's 45. Got it? Any doubt here?
Good.
Okay. And okay, so there is another scenario from customer from France. Okay, so there are two customers, they are raising 10 and over 15 each, and total demand is 25, and the stock is zero. I mean, in the warehouse you do not have any stock of that particular material, then the stock is zero, then net demand is 25 minus 0, it's 25. Total demand is 25. Similar for US. Okay, so there are customers raising, and there's a stock in 20, and 60 minus 20 is 40. So now this work order, I mean the demand flows, the total net demand is now 45 plus 25 plus 45 plus 25 is 70. Okay, and this 40 is supplying here through a ICDC, and this 70 is passing through a ICDC center. ICDC is an intercompany distribution center. This is where they calculate the demand. Okay, and they send, their work is to update this, feed it in the system, and pass it to this procurement order. Okay, the order to the manufacturing plant. Got it? So this order flows from ICDC to plant, and that's how it works. So then the plant produce the required amount of demand of products, or they will procure it from the external vendor. Got it?
Okay.
So here we have a master data template IVP solution node. So this explains vertical columns are affiliate or distributors, ICDC and manufacturing plant. And here the first row is the demand row, and you have NRC and RCCP. So this NRC and RCCP will not be worried about that, because that is not part of our team or process. On demand side, you can see the demand forecast moves, release the demand or for supply and MRP planning. So okay, so here comes the BCOE scope. BCOE is the name for our team, that is a business center of excellence. You can note it down. Okay, so here BCOE team maintains master data in IVP to standardize the data. So as I said before, we maintain the master data, okay, in SAP IVP system, and we also enhance the data, right? We enhance the data, or we can also call standardize the data. Okay, then we enrich the data and maintain data quality, consistency and accuracy, which makes the business process more efficient and effective. IBP master data helps in sales and operation planning activities in order to balance demand and supply. Right. So here in the two blocks we have mentioned the daily and weekly activities, weekly and monthly activities list, and IBP master tables. So on the right side block, the master tables, IBP master data tables, which I showed you. Location product, location source, customer product. Also we have product master, location master, and customer master. So location product, location source, product master, location master, customer. These are the main thing. The custom product, and we have other tables as well, but that is not. I mean, we are not using it more frequently. That is also part of the process, but this five are major one, excluding the customer product. Got it?
Okay. So
Okay.
basically, this is the work that we have to do on the left side.
Yes, in IBP. There is one more activity in OBP, ECC that I'll be covering later. Okay. So as of now, this is the basic. You need to understand the. I mean, this is the first system which we are working. Okay, we standardize the data in IBP. So coming back to the left side block, we have master data creation. We update the data and delete the data. Okay, and we do the data corrections, PLOBs creation and deletion. PLOB stands for planning object. Okay, you can note it down. PLOBs stands for planning object. I will cover that later in detail. And there are history reload. History reload is nothing but the sales history of the demand. Okay, how many products have been raised, what is the demand, and how many products have been saved. That history transaction. Reload. We do it. And there is a kit BOM setup. So BOM, you'll be familiar with BOM, I guess. Bill of materials.
Yes.
Right? So we also do kit BOM setup, and we have few 2 to 3 weekly and monthly activities. So these are the in scope activities of our team, master data team, at a higher level. Okay, this is the master data workbook for location product, which I already showed you. Right. So the common use of master data is quarterly planning pandas checks such as push pull, and so this is used for to cross check or extract the data. So what I do here is I'll keep that like this. So the master data workbook. This is the screenshot. Okay, this is a similar screenshot which they have shown in the slide. Okay. So this is the selection screen where you provide the product or location, and then you extract the data from the system. You need to just select this master data types, whichever you want, and then you will pull it. Okay. So this is what has been showed here. The slide. Sorry, here. Good. Are we good till here?
Yes, Bharat.
Okay. So here the steps. You can see the steps here. Step 1, master data workbook. We'll click this icon, and step 2, select attributes such as product ID and sub-branches. I will explain you the sub-branches later. So there are different attributes, right, to provide the or extract the data. So step 3 is the master data type, which we extract or select as per our requirement. So these most parameters are located under location product. Okay, just a hint for you. So most of the parameters or attributes or fields, okay, are located under location product table or location product master. Right. So this is the example, the snapshot of the location product, which I have already showed you, right? I showed you this. So this one. Okay. So this is one of the example which I have taken. This is another example. I mean, there are multiple prod IDs are there here. Multiple items you can see here. So this is how it looks if the data has been updated. So you can see the location ID, prod ID, lot sizing procedure, subnetwork ID, location prod MRSL. MRSL stands for minimum required shelf life, and location specific metal status. Similarly, we have in ECC system, right? Metal status. And sorry.
If it's active or not for that location.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And we have a concept of push-pull indicator and push-pull description. Okay. So whether the prod is push or pull, I will be explaining this later in detail. And we have safety stock, sales unit of measure, location metal code. Okay, it's just for your reference. This is how it looks.
Okay.
So now going on to the ticketing system. So we have different types of ticketing system, but we are part of using this IBP master data tickets. Okay, so this is used for new item creation, master data changes, etc. Use it when you know exactly what needs to be done in IBP by using standard template, right? So managed by Shilpa Sanagala, she is our previous manager, and Indre is our new manager. Okay, and myself, Srinivas, and Mahesh, and PCI mailbox. This is a generic mailbox for our team. So we are managing. So there is another side, troubleshooting, PSS tracker. So we were supporting, myself and Srinivas were supporting even on that type of request. So this is a critical type of request on IBP. So where we see some IT issues as well. So where we need to troubleshoot it, investigate and troubleshoot. So now due to some other process, as we said, we are working on OBP go live, the new system. We are not concentrating on this, and other team has been this responsibility has been managed to the other team now. Okay, so now we will focus on our IBP master data tickets. So the first one. So the process is we receive the ticket. Okay. So the ticketing tool we are using here is the SharePoint. And this will be changed to updated version to the Microsoft Power Apps. Okay, within next month, probably by 2 months. Okay, then again there'll be a new SharePoint, tool for us for the ticketing system or ticketing activity. So this is how the looks, the SharePoint tool. This is the second topic, right? Yeah, IBP transcription uploads. This is our second topic in the training. So here we have some important templates which myself, Mahesh and Indre or Srinivas have been loaded here for reference. So the most important here is this one. Just downloading it. Okay, and this is how the tickets looks. You can see the multiple tickets here, right? So there'll be a ticket ID will be created, and this shows the when the ticket was created, the status of the ticket, whether it's completed, pending, or on hold, or whether it's pending for user feedback. So this tickets has been raised from the business users across the globe, okay, to our team to update the existing master data, right? I showed you in this, right? So we have this tables. So if they want to change this location, or they want to change the values of particular field from lead time to 02 or 0 to 8 or something like that, so they'll create a ticket. Or if this totally it's missing, okay, they'll create a ticket for the new item creation. Similarly in the location product. Got it?
So basically, most of the tickets we receive on the master data side will be similar, like creating, deleting, or updating.
Right, exactly. Creation, update, and deletion. So let's have a look. So the sequence flow of the ticketing system. The user raises the ticket, okay, then BCOE assigns the approver. Let me pick one of the ticket and show you. So this is one. This is how the ticketing view. I mean, if you open the ticket, this is the front end view of the ticket. This calls as data maintenance request. There is a ticket ID will be generated, and the user who requested or created the ticket, his name will be reflecting here, okay, and the title. So what he is requesting, I mean, so here he says location source update for PR26 location, okay. He is giving the even ship from details. So he has given the location ID and the ship from. There is another attribute, right? So he want to update this in location source. So in description he is to provide, I mean, he is supposed to provide in detail. So title is like a subject, description is like a in detail explanation of the request, okay. And here he is asking update or add location source as per attached high priority volume set for one second. He is giving justification why it's high priority, okay. So here there is a demand or supply, so whether it's part of demand or supply manufacturing. I said, right, under IBP we have two divisions, one is demand and another is supply. So we'll be working on mostly demand. Only in few exceptional cases, if Indre or there's another person JC confirms, then only we'll work on supply tickets, or else we'll be working on only demand. Are we good till now?
So
Any questions?
even both demand or supply, they both will have like similar at like attributes and everything.
Yes, similar mostly, but there is another template for this manufacturing, okay, which we are not supposed to work.
Okay.
So there is another team. There are two other persons who is working on manufacturing. If the request is related to manufacturing, so then there are other two persons who will work on. So mostly we are working on demand. Okay. Next, the region. From which region the request is? I mean, for which region the data has to be updated? Whether it's part of APAC, China, Europe, Japan, and we have LATAM, North America, and the country. So for which country they want this data has to be updated. Sub-branches. Okay, this is the different entities or business
Can I really?
entities. Let me show you. Start.
Let's go eat. Asia. Bird. 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 Let's go.
In simple, I am explaining you the sub branches is also called as sub network. Okay, you can note it down. sub branches and sub network, both are same. So these are different business verticals. That's all. Okay. We call it as CLC. CLC stands for contact lens and care. Okay. OTC is nothing but over the counter. Since this Alcon is a pharmacy company, vision care company, right? You'll be knowing Alcon is a vision care company. So all the parameters and most of the items you will be it's relevant to pharmacy related and medical related products. So have you people worked before in pharmacy industry?
Mm,
I mean in SAP.
no, not the pharmacy.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So these are related to this terminology stands for the pharmacy industry. So CLC stands for contact lens care. So there are contact lens which people use, right? If they are not using the specs, if they are not using the spectacles. So next OTC stands for over the counter. Over the counter stands for where customer can buy at the medical shops or pharmacy directly.
Yeah.
Okay. Dia stands for diagnostics. And SGS stands for surgical solutions, that is surgical related products. CNS stands for consumables. EQP and ACC stands for equipments and accessories.
Okay.
CPK stands for custom packs. Custom packs, nothing but customized packs. We call it as customized packs. In short, we call it CPAC or CPK. So this is only for specific customers. Okay, they request we want this product and this way, right? It is customized as per the customer requirement. Only few products will be produced or supplied. This is only based on the customer requirement. IOL stands for intraocular lenses. So here you saw the first one is contact lens care, which they put for eye, right? They fix it from outside. This is intraocular lenses, where the lens will be stitched. You can see for the senior, usually for senior citizens, right? If the
Okay.
person is age-old persons, they will do the surgery, cataract surgery. Have you heard?
Yes, yes.
I have a like
Yeah. So this is what intraocular lenses.
or call
They
it
will
cancer.
LASIK.
stitch
To you?
or they will do a laser therapy, cataract surgery. And the last one is OTH. OTH is the OTH is invalid. Okay, it's not no more in use. And you have one more CTL, that is called contact. What is it? I forgot it. Okay, contact lens. This is for contact lens. CTL. So CLC stands for contact lens care. This is for contact lens. Okay. So many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can exclude 48. This is no more in use. So this is a, you can also call as a product categorization of the products, or you can also call as a business categorization, right? So just to categorize the products, there will be a lot of products they want to categorize at a higher level, like a primary or child level, right? So they are using this products, so based on their requirement. So this sub branch is where we can see it. You can see it here. You can see it here, called as sub-network ID. Okay, you can see as CNS. This part is part of CNS, means consumables. And the same thing you'll be seeing in the product master at last here by the name sub franchise. Fine.
Okay.
In terms of product master, it will be called as sub franchise. In terms of location product, we will be calling as sub network ID. So whatever the products you see in the system, that will be categorized, whether it's a CLC, CNS, etc., etc.
So that product table will have like a product ID, and it will also have the detailed name of the product too, right? Like what the product is.
Product description, yes, you can see it. Yes, you can see the forecasting product, brand ID, end of life date, that is nothing but the validity of the product, material type description. Okay, so this is ZFIN, stands for finished goods. You would heard in ECC there are material types, right? Like finished goods,
Oh yes,
goods,
yes, right.
raw materials, semi finished, right? So here we call it as ZFIN for finished goods. PLM status stands for product life management. It's a global level. And you have the product description here. That's what you asked, right?
Oh yes.
So in detailed description of the product. So in ECC it is called a material description.
Mm.
In IBP it is called product description. Okay, and we have product family. So we have product hierarchy in ECC system, right? It's a similar relevant field, product family. Got it? Are you noting down this? It will be useful for you.
Yes.
Product hierarchy is relevant to product family in IBP.
Like this is like referring like for like headache there is Advil, something like that. The family.
Number of digits you are asking?
No, no. So what exactly is that product hierarchy or family referring to? Like,
Categorization. Categorization of the product.
okay.
So you can see here, right? In ECC, you would have seen this product hierarchy field. Shit. Are you not familiar with this field?
Yes, little
Anyone?
bit.
So the product hierarchy, what are the digits you have here?
Mm.
So if you click on this to the next level, you can see the first E20 stands for Alcon. Sorry, the E, what is it? Okay, the E stands for Alcon. 20 stands for surgical business. Not able to minimize this field, man. Sure, man. Okay, so now E stands for Alcon. Here you can see here 20 stands for the surgical business, the line of business. Okay, this digit's called as product categorization or product hierarchy. So in ACC it's called product hierarchy level, and in IBP it is called as product family.
Okay, got it.
So this is the sub branches. Now what is the digit next? E2009. So if we select 09, this is part of vitreoretinal. can see 32, 032 right here. So 032 stands for with other disposable. This is how the product will be categorized.
Mm. Got it.
Fine. Shilpa, fine.
Yeah.
So this is what you see here, product family. And you have product group. All the fields are not mandatory or relevant to us, okay? So
Mm.
if you see here, product validity, release date, replacement, this is all not relevant to our process, but still it exists. Legacy metal code is nothing but the old metal number in ECC. Okay.
Oh, so because the data was coming from the ECC, so that's the old material number that was on ECC.
Right, exactly. And this is the brand description. So you can see here it has been categorized as PH5, the product, PH5 level. You can see PH2, E20, PH4, E20, 9032, which we saw the product hierarchy, right? So that is how it has been segregated. So they call it as PH1, PH2 for 2 digits, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 digit. So E20 starting here, E20 here, okay? This E20 is called as franchise, that is surgical business. Next 09 stands for with other disposable, which we saw now, right, in ECC. That is how it has been segregated. This is PT level, which we saw, Vitrio and retinal. So whatever we saw now in ECC, that they have updated here. Sorry. Any doubts? They have segregated that product
Yes.
hierarchy. You can see the product hierarchy field here. And then sub-franchise. CNS stands for consumables. Okay, so I want you to write down this in your notebook. This is very important.
Okay. So based on sub-franchise, we are going to get tickets
Yes, exactly.
from all these different global analysts.
Yes. So let me know once you finish writing down. I will continue the session. Just put 2 columns and write down CLC and what it stands for. Contact lens care, symmetry.
Yeah. I just took a screenshot and pasted it on my notepad.
You can also do that, but I want also you to write down in your notepad
Okay.
so that it's become practice for you, so that you can remember next time. So if Indra asks you the question after your training session, so that you'll remember it. She might ask today or might tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what is OTC stands for?
Over the counter.
Exactly. Manish, what is ACC stands for?
ACC.
E- oh,
Yeah. It's accessories.
oh, it's accessories. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it's under equipment.
Yes. So EQP stands for equipment,
Okay.
and there is one more ACC, that is accessories.
Okay.
Okay, done.
So have you written even CTL?
Yeah, it's just contact lenses, right?
Yeah. Done.
Yes.
Okay. So let me continue the ticketing system. So here, once the user update the ticket request, what has to be updated? I mean, what the data has to be changed, whether it has to be created or whether it has to be modified. He will he will update the region and the country, for which region or which country the data has to be updated. And then there is a field called sub-franchise. Okay, so this is what I explained till now. So you can see all the sub-franchise, or we call it as sub-network ID. So that list you can see here. So you can see even PHM here, that stands for pharmacy, which is invalid now. So this has to be removed. Okay.
Hmm.
So they select the sub-franchise and then they select the data type. Data type stands for master data types. Okay, here the data type stands for master data. So they said master data or new item creation. If they want to create or set up all the data, if there is no data exist in the IBP. So in some cases, as I said, all the data, I mean for all the products, data will not be updated through ECC system. So sometimes it will blank. Okay. So in that case, they call it as new item creation. So entire data has to be set up from the scratch. So if they set master data, it's mainly changes. Okay. They want some value or attributes has to be changed. History is, I said, the sales history, if they want to update the sales history. Absolution is just to inactive the material status. Okay, and there is a relevant fields for that. So I'll show you the template. Let me know if it's more for you. If it's too much, I will stop it. I'll stop the session. If it's good to go, then I will continue.
Yeah,
We're
I
good.
think for now it's good.
Okay, if you want to take a break, let me know. Okay,
Okay.
this is a very interesting topic, so I just want 100% concentration. This is what the basic for you. That's the reason. So if you want to take a break, let me know. So this template,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
No, we're good for now, I think. Manish.
No, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
Okay, fine, great. So this is the template we use to update or upload, or if you want to inactivate the SKU. Okay, the SKU stands for stop giving unit. Okay, in general, any data update in the row wise record. Okay, we call it as record, or we call as SKU combination. I mean data combinations, and we also call as record or line item, right? So whatever the data, say example, the data has been updated in the row, we call it as line item, record, or SKU. Fine, these are the terminologies, so don't get confused if anyone say in a different way. So in this case, if the user wants to inactivate this material, okay, so this is the template where we update. So these are the technical fields what we saw here. So for the location product, location ID, okay, for location ID, this is the technical field names, LOC ID. For product ID, this is the technical field name. So here, this is the standard format we use to absolute the product, not for creation. This is only for inactivation, where we update push pull indicator, okay, no plan, and then the material location status as 90, and these are the relevant fields. Okay, so if business user select this as absolute here, absolution, then we need to inactivate by changing the material status to 70 or 90. You can note it down that. So there are majorly 3 to 4 types of requests you receive. One is, first one, you can note it down, creation, where material status will be 50 or below 50. Okay, it might be 30, 40 or 50. That is called activation. In bracket you can note it down as activation. So where when we create the new material setup, the material status will be 50, and if it's 50, it is active material. So if done,
Yes, and what's that? What's the attribute for that number 50?
location material status.
Right.
Next one, there will be a request for master data changes. Maybe I will, okay, I go back to this. You can see here, right? Master data creation, update or change. Master data update or change, you can write down. So there you will receive for changes either 30, 40 or 50. Okay, there is one more absolution or absolute. In bracket you can write it as inactivation, where the material status will be 70, 80 or 90. $70, $80 or $90. If the meta status is $70, $80 or $90, then it's inactivation or absolute. And there is one more last master data request is deletion. So where we delete entire data. That will cover in later session, or maybe tomorrow Srinivas will continue on the master data part. Okay. So are you good till now?
Yes.
Okay. So moving on to next field in the ticket form. So there is a priority. So user used to create the priority of the tickets. So how urgency the data has to be modified or set up. So if it's very high, it's too urgent. We have SLA for this. For very high, it's within 2 days. The ticket has to be updated and closed. Okay. And high is I guess 3 to 4 days. For medium, it's 5 days. For low, it's 1 week. 1 week to 10 days. Fine.
And
So
sometime
here,
will there be a case like user may, they want to hurry, and even if it's not high, they can set high, for the ticket. They can do that sometimes.
yes, if they kept it high. So basically, if it's high and very high, it's too urgency. Okay,
Mm.
the ticket has to be completed within 2 days, 2 to 3 days. Got it? In some cases, they will update the priority and they will also send a email to us. So there is a mailbox for our team, which I explained in the slides while I was walking through the slides, right? So this is the mailbox where they'll drop a note. Give me
So,
a
Bharat, on an average, how many tickets do we receive?
So on average between 10 to 20 per day.
Okay, 10 to 20 per day.
Okay, so this is the mailbox where they will drop an email if there is urgency or any update related queries. Okay, related tickets. So there is a standard template which we have shared with the business users. While raising the ticket, they have to update it and attach it. So what fields and what is the requirement, right? They need to clearly update it. So let me show you. If you remember, few minutes before, I just downloaded this template, right? This is called IBP master data template demand.
Yes.
Okay, this is the one. So this is the template which I prepared. Okay, so don't worry about this. Okay, so there was a old template. This is a new update template which we are using from last year. So here we have location ID. You can see the generic field name and even the technical name here. Okay, it's easy for you to understand. So location ID, LOC ID, customer ID, CUST ID. Then this is the iris code or product ID. So user will provide you the product ID or even the iris metal number. Okay. Generally, mostly they'll provide the IP product ID number. Then here column D, the legacy metal code or legacy product class. Okay, they'll provide the old metal number which we have in the ECC. So these are the mandatory fields which they have to provide for any request. Okay. So then we have field called local code. This is only specific to some locations. No need to worry about this now. And you have a type of ticket here. Okay. Create, change, update, and delete. So you have already noted down, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a very important. Please pay attention. So this is a type of tickets, mainly create, change, update, and delete. So when we set create, okay, and if the user select any one of the sub branches, say ACC, CLC, or CNS, whatever it is, okay, the user will select the push pull description. So this is the template used by the user. Okay, this is a template used by user while raising the ticket. They need to attach this. They need to fill this template and they need to attach it while raising a ticket. Then only our team will be processing based on this request. This is the standard template. So here business user, there are 4 types of push pull descriptions or indicator. Okay, so they will select this. So if you set this, you can see the values to populate. I think this is not working now. It's just okay. This is push and this is pull. This is no forecast, no plan. This is for that. This is for absolute. This is for only stat forecasting is only for CTL sub branches product. Okay. I'll open the template. Give me a minute. Master data template. Okay, fine. This sounds better. So there are some examples, okay, which I have already loaded in this template. So say example, the user has been updated this location ID, customer ID, and product ID, and legacy metal code. This is how it looks if the template has been filled. Okay, and if there is a duplicate row, okay, this will be highlighted like this in 2 blue colors. You can see the 5th row and 7th row. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So next, if the requirement is to create the template, I mean create the new material, so the user will set create. If it is change or update, he will select change or update in the drop down. If it is absolute or inactive, he will select by this way. So you can see here, absolute inactive, no plan status, 70, 80 or 90. That stands for material status. And there is a other option, delete master data and planning object, or only delete planning object. Okay, planning object I will cover later. So this is another part of activity while creating the material master, master data. Fine. So let me delete it. It's not going here. So next, the user will select the subnetwork ID or sub branches, right? So this is the technical name for that. Then the user will select the push pull description. So if it is push or VMI, if we select, this values will populate automatically. Let me show it. So if it is push, see here, the relevant values will populate. Okay, you can see the MRP type Z1, MRP profile is Y005, diploma and more. Next, pull, if we select, it will be MTS, pull, X0 and Y0. So these are the mandatory fields which will auto populate in the template for the user. Okay, as of now. So if we select the no forecast or no plan, is nothing but the absolute or inactivation. So then these are the relevant fields. And if we select stat forecasting and no NRC, this is only for CTL exception case. So these are the relevant fields.
So this MRP type and all this is constant depending on those four options, or it changes depending on product and everything?
This depends only based on the push pull description or indicator.
What was exactly the push and pull? Like,
I'll cover later,
oh,
so
okay,
I
okay,
don't want to confuse now. Okay, I have a entire definition. I'll run through each field.
okay, okay.
I have it in dictionary. Okay, so just concentrate on the how the template works now. I will cover the ticketing system and then I will go on each attribute. Fine.
Okay.
So this is the location specific meta status. This is a meta status forecast class. The user can set as per the requirement. Okay. There's full horizon, lot size. You would have heard this lot size in ECC as well. And we have MRSL2. This is a minimum required shelf life of the product. Okay, so how much day the validity of the, or in other way, the lifespan of the product. They will mention it here. So safety periods of supply, safety stock. So all the major, mandatory feeds are updated here by the user. Okay, and this part is for transportation lane. So you saw the location source, right? So whatever I explained till now is part of location product. So the location source, the matter fields comes here in this columns. Transportation records is called as location source. I want you to write down this. Location source is also called as transportation lane. In bracket T lane. This is one of the master or table in IBP. Okay, so here user provides the shift from location ID, from where, which location to, the product has to be shipped. The lead time is the delivery time, the transportation mode, whether it is the product has been shipped via air, road, sea, or via truck. Okay, and he will keep this as 1, location source ratio as default by 1 if it is active product. If it's inactive, he will make it 0. Okay, rounding value, this will be always 1, and there is a vendor map financial location. This is nothing but the vendor code, the supplier's code. That's it. So this is standard template which is attached in the each and every ticket. Okay, if we see, so there is a one attachment. Okay, I think this is the old or new one. Let me see. If you click on this, okay, if you click on this, it will download. Okay, so if you see this, this is different from the template which I showed you, right? So this is the old template before we modify to this one. Okay, this is the latest template used by the business, but in few business users still use the old one for their convenient. Okay, so even you can see here location ID, customer ID, iris code, that is nothing but the product ID, legacy metal code, that is nothing but the old metal number, and the type of request is change, add, update, or delete. So here this user has been hidden the columns here. You can see here. If you unhide this, this will open. Okay, he just doesn't want this to location product table to be updated, so he has just hide this columns and he has provided this. Okay, he has provided the transportation lane records which has to be updated. So this is how the request should be given. So here in the additional comment column, what he's asking is update the location source to 0. He wants to make it 0 for this product ID and location combination, and he want to add t-lane in log source for this combination. So this much he wants to add, this much he wants to inactivate. Got it? You can see here location source is 0 and here 1. This is just a sample ticket. Any doubts here?
Where that says add T lane, on that under the T lane attributes there were like different numbers, right? One or something. That's why it's one, right? So one is for adding.
One is
Oh
for
yeah, okay, active.
not,
Okay,
not adding, it's for active.
okay, I
So
didn't
we
see that
call
on
it
the
as
top. Okay.
active, we call it as active or inactive.
Mm.
You can see here.
Okay, I
1
see.
is for active, 0 is for inactive. Okay. So similarly for location product, this is for location source, that is transportation link. So for location product, if metal status is 50 or 30, 40, we call it as active, right?
Right.
If it is 70, 80, 90, then it be called as inactive or obsolete, right?
Yes, right.
Both
Got
have
it.
noted down that. Okay. Similarly, for location source master data, if it is 0, it is inactive. If it is 1, it's active. That's it.
Okay.
And these are the mandatory fields which he need to provide to activate. So this is what he has attached. And now if you see the description, you will understand. So he's asking location source update, the title, and he's asking update or add location source as per attached file. Okay. So once you start working on, if you're familiar with the tickets, then it will be very easy for you. So initially it will be, it will take some time to understand the type of request. You can contact us for any queries, okay? And we'll be training a hands-on session. We'll observe how we work, and then once you're good to go, then you'll be working on the live tickets. Okay, you will be doing practice sessions as well. So until you understand the descriptions and the attributes, fine. So next, so this is the this below section is for BCOE only. So that is for our team. So what we do is once the ticket is raised, okay, we click on this check mark and so whoever picks the ticket, I mean the ticket allocation will be done daily basis. So whatever the tickets, say example, if we receive 10 tickets or 15 tickets, that will be equally divided to among 3 members as of now. Going further, once you are good to go after training sessions, it will be equal divided to 5 members. Okay, so then your names will be added here. Your names will be reflecting in the drop down. So if the ticket is assigned, say example, if this ticket number is assigned to you, then what you do is you'll go here and you set your name. Then you will assign this group approver name. I'm in approver group, so which I showed you earlier. So for CLC or IOL, say example, this is IOL ticket, right? For IOL, you need to type as IOL underscore global. You need to type IOL and underscore global, and you have to click on this icon. This, once you click this, and if you save this button, okay, save button, the email will be triggered to the user as well as the approver who is yet to approve it. So this team will, IOL underscore global will be having 2 to 3 people. Okay, there will be email sent by the ticketing system to the approver to approve. So what they will do is, whatever the user has been created, they will review it. They will review this template, and if it's good to go,
Alexa,
whatever the request,
set heat to 72.
its creation, master data changes or deletion, they will review it and they will mark it as approved. So initially it will be in pending status. Okay, then they will mark it as approved, Once it is approved, then only our team will be executing the ticket. Fine. So initially it will be pending. Then once we upload the data as per the requirement, then we will mark it as complete, and then we will save it. That's it. Any doubts here in this section?
No, not on this.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Apart from this, if you have any doubt, let me know in this ticket.
So like whenever we receive a ticket, like on the template, so is there somewhere we can see like for this type of ticket these fields are mandatory?
Yes, we have a ready template. Yes, I will be covering that now. Sorry, good till now?
Yes.
Yes, but
Still we have 24 minutes in my time. Did I keep it? Training session.
so are the tickets like so complicated that it might even take like 2 whole days to figure out?
So minimum for one ticket it will take 15 minutes if it's easy. If it's just update one of the value. Okay.
Mhm.
If it is more complex ticket, it will take maximum 3 hours. That's it. And if you have any queries, then you will be dropping an email to the user saying this is what the clarification required, and
And
then
you
the
put
user
that
will come back.
pending.
Yes. So, okay. Go one by one.
So how often the user will be coming on the teams and asking for, hey, what's the status and all? Do they come like that too?
Yes, they'll ping you or message you in chat box in Teams asking for the status if it's urgent.
Yeah, because
So,
I
or
before
for
I
example,
it was same thing for me, like before on ticketing. So
yes, that happens because, say example, if the priority of the ticket, see example of this ticket, the priority has been marked as medium. Okay, so this you have sufficient 1 week time. So if it is crossing 1 week, more than 1 week, right? If it's crossing more than 5 working days, then the other next week, this guy will be asking if it is urgent. He'll message you and he'll ask the update or status of the ticket. So everything is based on this priority and SLE. So for each and every priority, we have each SLE, right? Do you remember the ticket number which I was explaining you guys? This one, right? This one. Okay, let me pick this one. Okay, this is the other ticket raised by the same user. Okay, he wants to update this, right? Similar way. So what we do is we have a templates. So before that, so okay, this is the template for location product. When you have so many fields to update, I mean not all the fields, based on the requirement, which other fields you want me or based on the request you will update the fields. So here you see these are in technical, So I'll be sharing this file as well, so it will be easy for you to understand. So these are the generic field name, okay, and here are the mandatory fields name and relevant technical name you can see here. Okay, so for location ID it's LOC ID. So deployment mode, so this is technical name. So all the technical field names you can see in this row, and the generic field name you can see in this row. So the mandatory fields I have highlighted here, and you can refer for the reference. So we update based on this, we update this template. In this example, template log source has to be picked. Say this is the request is asking. Okay, so what we will capture this. No, for activation I'll show you. This is for activation. You will capture this. You will update here. Capture this location ID. Okay, and there is ship from location ID here. Ship from stands for from which location this prod is moving. So this prod is shipping from this location to this location. Okay, this is Brazil, BR26. So from this CH77 to BR26, this prod is shipping. I mean, this is moving. So what is the lead time? He has given 6, and transportation mode he is giving air. Air means he is flying through the. Okay,
Okay.
this is good. Yeah, plane. So here activation is asking. So add T-lane, right? So for this, all these 3 columns will be active. I mean, it will be 1 by default. So this will be 1. This will be 1. Okay. So this is not provided. This also is not provided. So that's not mandatory. Fine.
So we have to figure out what's mandatory, what's not, like by just eventually we'll learn.
The template has the mandatory fields. Okay, the template has the mandatory fields. So these are mandatory actually.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay, these are all mandatory.
But
yeah.
so since the user hasn't provided the other 3 field, so in this case, should we ask user like why haven't you provided this, or you don't want like that, or?
See, there are 2 things. One is key field and mandatory fields. We call it as key field is must and should. Okay, it has to be there, or else you can't load it. Mandatory fields are important fields for the planning purpose. Okay, got it? There's a difference between key field and mandatory fields. Mandatory fields are important fields which has to be there in the data for the planning purpose. Key fields without, example, the location ID and product ID are the key fields. Without this, if the user provided only this, the system will throw error.
Okay, got it.
You will be unable to load it.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
So and in this case, there's a location from and location ID, right? So in this case, if the item is moving from location from to the location ID, but in other case, if there was no location from but only location ID is the location where the product is right now, right?
It's right, but you need to ask shift from location from where it has been going.
Okay.
If the user is not providing it, you need to ask it. Okay. So I will show you another example where he's asking for inactivation, right? So what we do, so this is the way we fill the template, but before this, you will go to the master data workbook, which I showed you earlier. Where is that? Okay. So you will go here and you will put this product ID and location ID, whatever he has given, and you will extract this location source data. You will click OK. So you need to see whether that product exists or not, even though he is requesting to create. Okay, got it.
Yes.
And even for the inactivation request, so he is asking to inactivate, right? To be safer side, we will be copying this product ID and location ID, and we'll be going back to this IBP ID, and we'll be downloading this data, and you'll be saving in a folder for reference. So because you are inactivating it now, before it was activated. So after some days, if he asks, no, I didn't ask you to inactivate, and please activate it back, you need to restore the data back. So you need to save that as a backup file. Right?
Okay. You're going to tell us how to do that, right?
Yes, exactly. So this is the sample. This is how we update, and these are the templates. Okay, location source, location product. We have 3 files here. This is called planning objects file, where you'll be updating location ID, product ID, and customer ID, and the key figures. Okay. So in detail, I'll be explaining all the attributes later, and maybe
how to figure out.
Yeah.
So I had 2 questions. I think you're going to tell us later, but it's like how to figure out key and mandatory fields and what to do if they're missing. I think probably you'll tell us later.
So the template, yeah. So for everything, there are mandatory and key fields. So especially for location product and location source. Okay. For this, you don't need. So you have all the fields are mandatory. For blobs, what I said, planning object. So blob stands for planning objects. Please note on that. Yeah. If you have not, okay. And this all the 4 files plus these 2 files has to be loaded via the web UI, which I showed you the right. So here this is the SAP IBP web UI. Here you'll be going to data integration job. So this is the process I'm showing you how to update the data in SAP IBP. Okay, you can note it down. Just write it down. So you will be going to SAP IBP screen, and under administration, under administrator, you will be having an application called data integration jobs. Just put the arrow marks. Okay, SAP IBP web UI, just put arrow mark and then data integration jobs application. Then you click on this. Okay, you will see the screen. You have a plus symbol here. Okay. You will click on this. Once you click on this, you will see the screen where it says the data type as master data. Okay, and you have key figures. So now you want to load the master data. So the master data name. So to load the location product, you will be giving C8C location product. Okay, just observe this. Okay, this is how you type it, and you will browse. And then you'll attach this template. This is for location product. Okay, and for location source, the transportation lane. So you will type this way, you will browse, and you will attach the template. I showed the template, right, where you will fill the data. So you will browse and you will set the file. And this is the naming convention of the file. Once you update, you will put this T stands for ticket and ticket number underscore sub franchise and location product. if you are updating the location source, it will be ticket number underscore subfranchise underscore location source. And these are the blocks, planning options. Okay, we will be going further from tomorrow. There will be a detailed explanation on this by Srinivas tomorrow. Okay, so he'll be showing you one ticket, he'll pull and template, he'll load it, and he'll show you the process. And each prod table he'll be showing location, prod, location, source, everything. So now I'll just go back to what I need to cover. So what is the last topic I have? Yes, the data dictionary. You want to take a break or we'll finish it?
Yeah, you have only 10 minutes left, right?
Yeah. It might take 5 more minutes extra, I guess. Is that fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So we have the field's name here. So IBP table, IBP field name. So this column A to G is IUP information and column I to L is IDC information. Okay. So in IUP we have majorly two fields here, location product and location source. So first I will pick location product. Okay. So we have so many fields, 69 fields. Okay. So we have more now, we have more fields, but still what I do is these are the mandatory fields. I want to do this. Okay, so I'll be walking through only the mandatory fields now. Third party procurement type. So start with it. Okay, so third party procured field. So this is the technical field name and it might be a bit as NX. Okay, mandatory in IVP use drives functionality. So if the product is procured from the supplier, okay, this field will be updated. So the user will provide it. They will mention as third party procured, or by default it will be updated by IS system. Got it? Third party procured. So next ABC code is not mandatory. Next deployment mode. It depends upon the push pull. So it will be either push or pull. Okay. So give a minute, I'm just seeing the slides if I have covered it. Okay, so these are the ticketing system, okay, so which I explained you. So how this works, this already I explained. This part we covered. So these are the sub-franchise list, and these are the daily and weekly activities and IVP tables. So this you can take a snip of this. This is the IVP tables, overall IVP tables, which we'll be using it.
But also, can you send us this PDF if possible, or
Sure,
can
I'll
share?
do that. I'll do that. So yeah, I missed to cover this one slide here. So there are few locations I said, right? So there is an interface running between ECC and IVP. So few fields will be updated in location product and even the product master. So these are the locations, and we have a field. Okay, I mean we have a file. So based on the location and sub branches. So wherever it is yes, it is interfaced. Wherever it is no, it's not interfaced. So we have a file for that. I'll be sharing that. And there are field names, IP field names, which are updated by Iris. Okay, and the relevant fields. So you can see here local material code, and this is the technical field name, and this is the local material number, is the old material number. Okay, so this field will be updated by Iris system through interface. So next, location ID, even this will be updated. Location metal status, manufacturing origin, MRP profile, MRP type. Okay, these fields will be updated by interface from ECC system to. So ECC system, we call it as Iris system in Alcon. So these fields are updated by the
So
integration.
they've written one-on-one mapping with Iris. Okay.
Yes. So apart from this fields, we will be updating, and but even we need to cross check whether the particular field, while updating, whether the particular field is in part of this list. If this is a part of interface location, we call it as. If it is interface location, we will not be modifying these fields in IVP.
Okay. Okay.
Fine.
I think we also have a call with Indra now.
Now,
I think
Yeah.
okay,
in 3 minutes.
fine. So then I'll stop till today. So this PPT I have covered. I'll be sharing 5 minutes. So I have informed her in 5 minutes I'll be closing this call. So I'll be sharing this deck as well. So whatever I have explained, you have in this slides. So if you have any queries, you can contact me. Okay.
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 You can continue longer. She's saying you can continue longer. I can start my meeting later. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Then I need 10 more minutes.
I'm here. Just thought I'll join. Hey Bart.
So hi Indra, I was just pinging you.
Yeah. Sure. You can
So
just finish so this way you finish your.
yeah, so I was covering this. We covered almost all the topics. I yet to cover the data dictionary. Where is that? Okay. So we have covered this. Templates and uploadables, overview of ticketing process. Data dictionary is pending on. Are you there, Indra?
I am here. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So this is pending here. So it's almost 2 hours now. So do you want me to continue, or can we continue tomorrow?
I think we could just wrap up, whatever you were doing, and I think us discuss maybe show what documents they can look into, and the video recordings to kind of concentrate on topics as well.
Mhm.
Considering there is a lot of new information.
Yes.
Uh,
So I also had another PPT in this, so
mhm.
I just run through them. So about this OBP overview.
Good.
So I had this one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And the network mapping. So this visual scope, and then I went through this slides.
Okay. So I think you just guys take your time, finish up, so not to stop in the middle of a topic, and then whenever Sulta and Manish are finished with Barrett, you can ping me.
Okay, sure, Indriya.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye. Give me a minute.
Okay, so the dictionary one is left, right?
Yes.
Like,
I'll finish it quickly.
okay.
I know it's a long call.
No, it was interesting enough.
Okay, so we'll finish off the data dictionary part. Okay. ABC code, as of it's not a mandatory field, but still user request to update it. So then we are updating it. So if they are not requesting, that's fine. And changed on, created on, custom manipulate, these are not mandatory. Deployment mode, I said right. If it is push and pull, there is a field called push and pull indicator. So that works as per that. So I showed you here. Right? So if the push pull description, right, this is push, then even the deployment mode here it will be push. If it's pull, it will be pull. If it's no forecast or no plan, if it's inactivation, then it will be no scope. And the push pull description is stat forecasting, then it will be no scope. Give me a minute. Sorry. So I finished deployment mode. The discretionary inventory, we never used it. Expression, okay. So the highlighted in green, the fields are highlighted in green are the mandatory fields. So the forecast destination, this also provided by the user. So we are not going to update it by default. So you can see here forecast destination. For that we have a logic. So we have one reference document here. It's called new item creation document. So Srinivas will be covering this. Okay. So whatever I explained, so all the details will be having in this document. So you have the location port and the fields, mandatory fields. Okay, and the lot sizing procedure. To update the lot sizing procedure field, there is a logic to update. So So the logic you have here, MRP type X0, Z1, Z2, ND. So if it is pull, it will be X0 MRP type, and if it's Z1, it will be push. If it's Z2, it is forecast. So where is it? Forecast is okay. So we have a logic for forecast destination. So this is the standard fields. I mean the default fields, which is for location indicator. If it's iris and non-iris. So if it is iris location, as I showed you, right, there are a list of locations which is iris and non-iris. So if it is iris location, then we will update as GPRBW in this field. Okay, so we have field here in column AR in location product, and that will be provided by the user in the template. Okay, he will update it here. So that is what we have in the data forecast destination. There is a logic behind this, and if the user does not provide, we will will update it from this. So mostly we will update this. Okay, in some cases the user provides. So it depends upon iris and non-iris location. So where to check that? You'll be checking the location. So initially we pull the data, right, for location and customer. Okay. So this is the location master, and you can see here at the end location indicator, it says non-iris. Okay, so based on that logic, this will be updated. Whether it's a non-iris, if it's non-iris, it will be GPR00. If it's iris, it will be GPRBW. Okay, so this is a new item creation document where you can refer the push pull descriptions and how many we have. We have standard VMI, MTAs, no plan, and forecast only, which I showed you in this template, right, before. So I'm just answering to this push pull. Be back to this. Okay, we'll cover that later. Frozen horizon, it's nothing but the field is planning time fence. They freeze some products for the future forecast. Okay, if there is a demand in the forecast in future, say after 2 to 3 months, they will save they'll update the number of weeks after which week that plot has to be I mean till which weeks that plot has to be stored. Okay, this is the specialty of this field, frozen horizon. Local method code is nothing but the legacy method code, that is the old metal number from the iris field. Alright, location ID is nothing but the location or plant which is provided by the user. In iris we call it as plant. Okay, any doubt till here?
No.
Manish?
Yeah. So far so good.
Okay, so next moving on to location plot MRSL. So the fields which are highlighted in green are the matter fields which we saw in the template. Okay, which we saw in this template, the user template, which user attached in the ticket and even in the template or Excel file which we extracted from the SAP right. So the attributes and values which I am explaining it. Excuse me. So location plot MRSL is nothing but the minimum required shelf life of the product. So they will update in days. Okay, they will provide it in the template. So we have to update accordingly. Even MRSL2 is same. They will provide in days, number of days. Next, location specific meta status is nothing but plant specific meta status in iris system. Okay, I do mention that for few iris locations it is interfaced and for few it's not, that we need to update manually based on the user requirement. Fine, it's nothing but the meta status where we update 50, 70, 90. 50 is for active, 30, 40, 50 is for active, 70, 80, 90 is for inactive in location product. Good?
Yeah.
So lot sizing policy here. So we have a logic for this to update. So this will be provided by the user. Okay. So user may update as lot for lot, or he may provide even 0 or blank or 2 comma 0. So that we saw here in the template. You can see here. Lot for lot it's 0 and blank. Weekly, if the user set as weekly, it will be 2 comma 0.
So lot size is how much how often the product is ordered.
How much is the product is ordered and saved, stored in the inventory. Yeah.
Okay.
So even you have an iris in the name of lot size matrix planning. You can see under Marcy table. Next you have manufacturing family. It's just a categorization. Okay, as we saw the product hierarchy level categorization, it's a similar way. This is another field where they categorize the product. Manufacturing family, this will be provided by the user. Manufacturing origin and description also same. These are mandatory fields only for CNS and IOL sub-franchise. Please note it down. Manufacturing family and manufacturing origin, this field are mandatory for only CNS and IOL sub-franchise, not for others. This all product categorization field. So for the business purpose, they will categorize by giving some name and code. Next, mapped financial location. There is nothing but the vendor ID. And then we have MRP profile and MRP type. As I said, we have a logic for this. Right? So if the product is pull products, it will be X0 and MRP profile will be Y004. If it is push, then it will be Z1. MRP profile will be Y005. And if it is CTL product forecast only, then it will be Z2. So we have a logic for this. This is a document, reference document. We need to see and update it. But in the template, we have automatically, it will populate automatically. So it will auto populate here. So you can see. So if we select, say if we select this push, you can see the MRP type and MRP profile also updating. It get auto populated. Alright. So based on this, you will be updating in the upload template. Next we have primary source. This is also a mandatory field only for IOL and CNS sub-franchise. So how many fields are mandatory for IOL and CNS? One is primary source and manufacturing origin and manufacturing family. Fine. So it comes main, yeah. We are coming for push-pull indicator. So Manish, you asked this question, right? What is push and pull? So I would like you to note down this. So pull. Okay. So pull. The pull parts are, so when they advertise pull is when the products are being raised by the customer, when there is a demand for the particular product. Pull stands for when there is a demand for the particular product, or when there is a purchase order raised for the particular product. Push is when the system initiates the production, anticipation of the future demand. Say comparing the previous 6 months or last quarter demand. So how many requests they would have raised, right? So based on the customer demand, the system automatically raised the purchase order for that product. That is called push.
Okay.
So in a sentence you can write down, system initiates the production order
For like forecasting the future, right?
anticipating the future demand. So in future, say next, now it is February, right? So in March and April, so this is how the customer demand will be. That is how the system predicts based on the history.
Mm. Got it.
Okay, that is push. Pull is something realistic. When the customer raise a demand request, then only that product has been, the production order is raised for that particular product. So this is what we call as push-pull indicator and description, push-pull strategy, but as push-pull strategy. So here we have mainly 4, which I showed in the template, right? This will be useful. So I want you to write it down, this one. So push-pull indicator is VMI. So these are the mainly 4 categorization of this product. Okay, we will be using in the process. Push-pull indicator is VMI, then it will be description will be push or VMI. And the VMI stands for vendor management indicator.
Okay.
And MTS stands for make to stock. The description says pull under hyphen make to stock. And the next one is no plan. No plan is only for inactivation or obsolete, inactivating the product. So if the push-pull indicator is no plan, then AVP description will be no forecast or no plan. And the last one is FCO only. If the push-pull indicator is FCO only, this stands for forecast only. The description says stat forecasting and no NRC.
It's making no impact on the business. It's just forecasting.
Yes, this is only specific to CTL sub-branches. This will be updated only for CTL. You can write it down in the bracket only for CTL sub-branches. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Done. Shilpa, done.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to next. Safety period of supply and safety stock quantity. So anyone know about this safety period, supply and safety stock you had in ECC system?
Yes, safety stock. I know.
What's it?
So basically, some amount of like already kept minimum quantity
Mhm.
just in case of emergencies, like if the stock is over. So that's the minimum amount
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. Minimum number of items or stock is maintained in the inventory. Okay, so that is called safety stock. So if there is a demand, everything will not be so whatever they stored in the inventory, the broad stock will not be supplied. So at least they'll keep minimum amount of products in the warehouse or inventory. So that says the minimum safety periods of supply and safety stock quantity.
Is that same like the before slide where is like demand came for 30 and the warehouse at 15? Is that also safety stock?
Yes, yes, exactly. That is what the stock. But this safety stock is there is some threshold limit where minimum amount number of metals has to be maintained, which that not should be used.
Oh, okay, got it. So like suppose the safety stock maintained number is 50, but demand came for maybe 70. So out of that 50, uh, the number that should be minimum is maintained and take the remaining.
Yes. Say example, you have total stock of 100 quantities, 100 pots you have. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
So the demand for you, I mean the safety stock limit is 20. So then only the rest 80 is allowed to supply.
Mm, got it.
Next, the sub-network ID is nothing but the sub-branches. Okay. We discussed this. We have CNS, IOL, as mentioned. You have noted down already. These are different business categorization of the business and the product. Target period of supply. So they target the period of supply. We have a logic that is lot size. I showed you the table, right? Lot size table. We have a logic to update that. So that covers the location product. Moving on to location source. So as I explained you before, location source we have many fields, but the mandatory fields are highlighted in green here. Ship from location ID as a mandatory in IBP. So this is the, so there are, this location source nothing but the transportation lane. So where the product is shipping from one place to another. Okay. So say example, so one product is moving, okay, due to the demand from Washington to New York. So here the product is moving from Washington to New York. So the ship from location is Washington. Location ID will be the New York. Got it? Any confusion?
Got it.
Shilpa,
No.
you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So ship from nothing but the original place. So where the product has been produced. So the product has been supplied to different place, right? That is called location ID. That is location 2. We call this location 2. Okay. So that's it. So location ID you know, product ID you know. Product ID is the metal number. Lead time. So how much time it takes to deliver the product from shipment to location ID. So that will be calculated in weeks. That will be updated in weeks in IBP. So this will be provided by the user in the template. Next, transportation mode. How this is transport? I mean, how it is transferred? How it is shipped? The product, whether it's through air or sea via ship or a road or truck, that will be maintained. Okay. So then location source ratio it should be 1 For active, delay. If it is 0, it is inactive. Mapped financial location. So this we discussed. So we have a logic for this in the template, the document. So this is table. This depends upon the ship from location. If the ship from location is D81 location, then the ID will be C60330. Okay. If it is U618, it will be CH7201. So we have a table for this. So you can refer this and you can update. Fine.
Okay.
Those values usually are provided by the user, or sometimes not, or is our job to.
Yes. So this table, okay, this one, and safety stock method, okay, based on the safety stock quantity. So there's a logic here. So the user will provide either safety period of supply or safety stock quantity. If safety period of supply is given, then you need to update safety stock method as SZ. If safety stock quantity only given, so then you will be updating SB.
Oh, okay.
And if both are given, you will be updating as SM.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, so this is one thing. And another thing you need to refer here is the forecast destination. If the location indicator is IRIS, then you will be updating GPRBW. If it is non-IRIS, you will be updating as GPR00. And for CLC and CTL is separate, so there is a different name. Okay, so few things, for few fields you will be referring this document. User will not provide this. Okay, and for subnetwork ID, so if the location ID is affiliates or distributors or ICDCs, then you will be updating as CNS and IOL. So if it's ICDC underscore CNS, there is a subnetwork ID field, right, in the location product. So there is one more logic for MRP type. If it is X0, if it's the full product, then you will be updating MRP type as X0. MRP profile will be Y004. If it is push, you will be updating as Z1, and MRP profile will be Y005. Okay, and the last one is you will be referring for this lot sizing procedure. Sometimes the user will provide only this frequency, lot for lot, weekly and 2 weeks. So in the new template, I have prepared a logic with a lot of populate, as I showed you here. Right. So if you click this 3 weeks, it will populate 2, 2. So you can capture this and you can load it in some cases. So you will do, if they provide you the old template, so then you can refer this document for the logic. Okay, you can refer this 2, 0, 2, 1. And these are number of weeks. That's it. So few fields will be referred through this document. Okay, and few fields will be provided by the user to update.
This applies to only the new item creation.
Yes, exactly. And in some cases, they also ask to change the field. And in that case, they will provide it.
Okay, got it.
So this is about the data dictionary. So there are other fields which is not relevant to us. Okay, not used. You can see the comment here, not used. Right. So I don't want you to, it will be too much for you if I go in all the fields. So I have covered the mandatory fields now. So if you want to know all the fields, let me know. So there are 73 fields, but the rest of the fields are not used for our process, just for your knowledge. Then what else I need to cover? Okay, so these were the topics: keywords, templates and uploadables, data dictionary, keywords and attributes, theory of ticketing process. So All this I have covered. If you have any questions, let me know. Any questions?
No, but are there any videos or anything that we should focus on right now?
Sorry?
Any training videos, documents that we should focus on
Yes.
today?
Yes. I'll be sharing the documents. So whatever I have covered, I'll be sharing the documents. You need to refer the documents rest of the day.
Okay.
Tomorrow Srinas and Indra will be covering this. Okay.
Okay.
So Indra, I don't know whether Indra is covering it today because she mentioned today's date. So Indra will be covering two topics, I guess: overview of IBP team and global supply chain organization, and introduction to Alcon global supply chain. Okay, how does the supply chain process works in Alcon and the Alcon product categories. Tomorrow, Srinas will be explaining you on the tables, product master, location, product location source, once again in detail. And he'll be also explaining you the system overview and the new product creation working procedure, which I showed you now. This document. So end to end, he'll be showing this. I mean, he'll be walking through this. If you have any queries, you can ask him. If you also, you can also ask me also. Okay, if you have any queries, no problem.
Okay.
So we have other topics to cover. Maybe going further.
A lot of topics.
Not much. It would be to see the topics. It would be looks like more, but once you're familiar, it will be. You'll feel it's easy. Okay. Anyway, we are here to help you. No problem.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Bharat, so much.
Yeah, thank you.
1.5 hours you're talking.
No problem. And this is the CTEL group logic. Okay, I'll be sharing this as well.
Okay.
And this, I just forgot to show you the new format which I prepared here for the sub-branches and group. Okay, for CLC, if you see here, sorry, for ACC. Okay, so you can see the username and the role. It's not a good one. I will take other one. Okay, for CLC. If you see here, CLC, contact lens care, you can see the primary contact as Leslie Bourne. So these guys are the approver for the ticket. So once they approve, only we will execute the ticket. So I have added this in the different format. So I just added CLC, the group name, and the username. So as mentioned, is global analyst. So she is the primary contact and she is the secondary contact, and this is the third contact, and she is the escalation contact. Okay, so I'll be sharing
When
this
you,
file on.
what do you mean by like approver? Like, so when with the tickets we work upon, those tickets will be approved by them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you remember this section, I showed you this part, right? So while we pick this and we'll assign our name,
Uh-huh.
we'll click this and we'll update this group.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
it will be, usually it will be blank. So we will be updating like this. IOL, since this is a IOL ticket, right? So sub-branch is IOL. So there is a particular team based on the, specific to the sub-branches. So there is a team, so where we update IOL underscore global, and then we click on this icon. Okay, and then this, when we save this button, this ticket will be auto triggered to the team, the approver team. There is a link will be provided to them, and there will be auto email will be sent to them. Let me show in 1 minute. It will take 1 minute. That's it. Okay. So if you see, so these are the auto triggered emails. This is how it looks. See, in this case, the ticket has been closed. ticket 10510 has been completed. So the system triggers an email to the user. Hi, whatever it is, username, the status of your ticket ID, metal extension is completed. Okay. Please review the changes, and if you're happy, close it. This is the final notification once the ticket is completed by BCOI team, I mean our team. So for every stage there is an email triggered. So in this case you can see the approval has been approved. Okay, your ticket has been approved. So for every stage and every steps there will be auto trigger email will be sent. So in this case, when we add this approver group name and save it, the email will be sent to the approver. So that's what this is the approval list which I showed you for each sub branches. Got it? Got it, Manish?
Yeah.
Yes, got it.
Okay, fine. So I'm ending the session now. Thank you so much for your patience.